Yeah. They said discuss whether cars should be produced by the private sector or the public sector. Here, basically, we're talking about the advantages, and if you are supporting the private sector, then you have to talk about the benefits of using the private sector. And if you are supporting the public sector, you have to talk about the problems of the private sector and the benefits of the public sector. So yeah, I said cars should be produced by the private sector based on the following reasons. One, the public sector is sometimes inefficient. The public sector is sometimes inefficient. And if the public sector is inefficient, cars need more quality and more efficiency. So it's not something that you can leave in the hands of the public sector. So producing it with greater quality will be done better with the private sector. Is it clear? Yeah. That's the first point. The second point I make is that the market for cars will be more competitive, which might reduce the price of cars. So if it's in the public sector, that means it could become monopoly, because it's only government that is producing it. That's a monopoly. It might tend to increase prices. But if it's in the private sector, it becomes competitive. So different companies could come in and set up in that industry. So that might reduce the price of cars. That's another reason why private sector is fine. Yes. And the third point I make is about the private sector is more profit-oriented. As a result, there's incentive to produce quality cars to meet the customer needs and wants. The public sector do not think about profit. They just want to take care of they want to make sure that the society is fine. So they might not put into consideration quality that cars needed. But the private sector, they will, because they are profit-oriented. So they have the incentive to produce quality cars, because they know if they produce quality, it will be sold and they can make more profit. That's the third point. And the last point I made about the private sector, in support of the private sector, is that the private sector can raise finance easily, as it can sell shares to the public. Public sector cannot sell shares, but private sector could become a public limited company and sell shares, which means they can easily raise finance. The public sector might need to wait or raise revenue through taxes to get it. Yes. So that was the point about that. Yes.